both sides in the conflict raging in the breakaway region of Nagorno-Karabakh, have been accused of using banned cluster bombs, including munitions found in civilian areas under attack by Azeri forces. Media and human rights organizations have confirmed the use of Israel-made M095 cluster munitions, which scatter hundreds of smaller bombs or submunitions on residential areas of Stepanakert, Nagorno-Karabakh's capital, targeted by the Azeris. Cluster bombs are banned by the Convention on Cluster Munitions, a treaty signed by more than 100 states, but not by neither Armenia nor Azerbaijan. The indiscriminate nature of the scattering of the cluster bombs, some of which can fail to explode on impact, can pose a threat to civilians long after conflicts have ended. Officials from Azerbaijan deny that the forces are using the weapons in Nagorno-Karabakh, and have instead alleged that Armenian forces used them in an attack on a pipeline. Armenia fired a cluster rocket at the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline. In the vicinity of Yevlak region, a rocket landed 10 meters away from the pipeline, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev Zaid Hikmet Hajiyev said in a tweet late Tuesday. The use of the cluster munitions has so far been mostly documented in Stepanakert, which has come under bombardment by the Azeris arsenal, including Russia-made BM-30 Smerch multiple rocket launcher systems. A warhead capable of carrying cluster bombs is among the rockets that can be fired by the BM-30. Azerbaijan also has in its possession 2 rocket systems built by Israel's IMI systems. After images of the cluster bombs appeared in the media and online, Amnesty International said its experts were able to trace the location of where the weapons had been used in Stepanakert. The use of cluster bombs in any circumstances is banned under international humanitarian law, so the use to attack civilian areas is particularly dangerous and will only lead to further deaths and injuries, said Denis Krivoshev, Amnesty's acting head of research for Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Cluster bombs are inherently indiscriminate weapons, and the deployment in residential areas is absolutely appalling and unacceptable. As fighting continues to escalate, civilians must be protected, not deliberately targeted or recklessly endangered. While neither Armenia nor Azerbaijan are signatories to CCM, indiscriminate targeting of civilian areas is illegal under international humanitarian law. The use of the weapons was also condemned by the Cluster Munition Coalition. The evidence showing banned cluster munitions are being used in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is deeply alarming, said the CMC director Hector Guerra. To avoid harming more civilians, Armenia and Azerbaijan should commit not to use cluster munitions, and take steps to join the Convention on Cluster Munitions without delay. Cluster munitions were used in Nagorno-Karabakh in the last round of fighting in 2016. Both sides have said they cannot join the banning treaty until the issue of Nagorno-Karabakh is resolved. Armenia has accused Azerbaijan of shelling a historic cathedral in Nagorno-Karabakh, as fighting continues over the disputed region. Photos showed damage to both the interior and exterior of the Holy Savior Cathedral in Shusha city. More than 300 people have died and thousands displaced since the latest fighting broke out on the 27th of September. International monitors from the US, Russia and France have begun efforts to try and end the violence. They are meeting the Azeri foreign minister in Geneva on Thursday. The Armenian foreign minister is due to meet his Russian counterpart in Moscow on Monday.